Welcome back, everyone. Another beer review. Jose, Eric. Here in Baldwin Park again. Not really as cold. I'm wearing shorts. So, awesome. Have a little cut right here. Not too bad. So, we're doing a sort of a surprise beer review. We got two beers. Normally, we kind of like try to coordinate. Yeah, coordinate.
Usually, we try to plan it out. But this time, we chose to set a price limit and max, and surprise each other, and we'll see if we ended up getting the same beers
Or similar or something. So
yeah,
so.
And we didn't say any specific style or anything, and we haven't seen what each other has had.
No.
Or what the other person chose. But yeah,
We'll see what happens.
it was only the price limit, so I think next
which
time
was
$15 to $20, and you know we usually try to stay within the same genre, I guess, like stouts and stouts,
Yeah.
sour to sour.
complement the beers or contrast them, you know.
Yeah.
So that way it's we can get a little bit more range.
So we usually do very similar, complete opposites, or that's
I
it
don't know.
actually.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, so we'll see how we do this time.
Yeah. So I guess I'll do mine first because
Okay.
it was,
Your idea.
yeah. So, and he still hasn't seen it, so I've been wanting to try this one, and it's not hyped, so. This is Anderson Valley Huge Archer Bourbon Barrel Imperial Stout, aged in Wild Turkey bourbon barrels.
Yeah, I've been wanting to try that one too. I was very close to getting that one. The only reason I did is because there's this other beer that I've been wanting to try just a little bit more.
This was $15 or $16. It's 13.5. Let's review and then we'll do yours.
Okay, cool.
Made in America.
Oh yeah.
The one we used, what, 2 years ago? A year ago? Year and a half ago?
So, what are you expecting for this beer? Like, you said you always wanted to try it. Why?
I find myself going after the ones that are hardly or sought after. So like no one's really talking about this, and that attracts me more to it.
Gotcha.
But I mean, you know, there are the ones that everyone wants, and I want those too. But I've been wanting to try this one.
Oh,
Anderson
bourbon.
Valley, yeah, they make pretty good beers. Oh, smell. I can't really get a good smell.
It's a little faint,
I think I chose the wrong glass for this.
maybe.
I probably filled it up a little too much is what the problem is.
It definitely smells like an imperial. You can smell a little bit of the bourbon. It smells a little sweet,
It does smell sweet.
kind of mapley, brown sugary a little bit.
Let's try it.
Cheers.
Ooh, wow, that is good. It's kind of like Tsukaba-ish.
Yeah, it is a little bit like Tsukaba.
Yeah, it's
That's
very
really weird.
It's kind of maple syrupy,
Yeah,
roasty, not
It's-
coffee.
it's roasty. It's a little dry at the end. It's slightly sweet. There's not a lot of carbonation in this. It's sort of, I want to say it's like medium bodied, not really heavy.
I'm even getting kind of like cocoa nibs, or maybe some dark.
It's like
bitterness.
that like that really dark cocoa chocolate. It has something else. It's a little breathy.
A little boozy.
Yeah. And you get that towards the end, surprisingly,
Yeah.
because I'm barely feeling it right now.
It kind of tastes vanilla-y. Maybe that's what I'm tasting, like vanilla. It tastes like a slightly stronger Victory at Sea.
Oh, Really? You know, I've not tried Victory tea yet. So
No?
and it's like shame on me.
Wait, you said you bought the 6-pack.
I bought a six. No. I bought the the bomber, and it ended up breaking, and I wasn't able to salvage it, and I was like so mad at myself. So yeah, I got to taste a tiny bit, but it wasn't enough from like half of the broken bottle. It was really stupid.
I kind of want to say this is almost like a barley wine style.
It kind of is. It reminds me a little bit of a barley wine. It has that hard edge to it.
Yeah.
It's almost like an in between a stout and a barley wine.
Exactly.
It's almost like as strong as a barley wine. Like it has all the rough characteristics of a barley wine, but it tastes a little bit like more of a an imperial stout. This is surprisingly drinkable.
It is. And for $15, it's kind of a steal still, because you get that booziness, and you know there must have been like 7 more bottles, and usually the other ones, the more well-known ones, sell out super fast. No one's talking about huge Arker. I'm gonna give this a solid 8 or a 9. I think if it were a little thicker, or maybe a little, I think coffee added to it would be perfect. Or I don't know. I like the price. I like the alcohol percentage, but I think a little more roastiness, a little darker
would help it out.
Would help it out a lot.
Yeah.
A little more would go far. So that's. I think it's an 8 or a 9. Maybe like 8.5.
I would say it's funny because I kind of give this almost a solid 9. Well, not almost. I give it a solid 9. The only reason I'm not giving it a 10 is because, like how you said, like it's a little like it needs like something else. Just whether it's like the roastiness or just some other. It needs to be, for me, it needs to be just a little bit more complex, you know, to kind of like round it out just a little bit more.
I kind of wanted to say I wished it was a little thicker. I like the label a lot too.
Yeah.
You see a lot of breweries reaching super far, like Pipeworks, Three Floyds, where they have really intense, really unique.
It's almost like a World's Waldo sort of. Like...
It's a lot going on. Trust me, I like that too. But there are some labels that are very simple, like Alpine. You know, their labels are super simple.
I like theirs too.
And I like this one. You know, it's just very simple, but it's not. I don't know. It's kind of like timeless, kind of classic. Whatever. You can't really see that, but
kind of right there. Well, I mean, I think there might be just a little. There we go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's perfect, man.
Yeah, and I like Wild Turkey bourbon. I love that one. It's good. I'm telling you, it's weird how sometimes we think I like. All right, so here we go. The one that I chose was the Coronado Scallywag barley wine.
You know, I've been meaning to get that one too.
I've been wanting to try this one.
Yeah, you've mentioned
it.
You mentioned it a couple times.
I don't know why. It's just like anything. I don't know why we sometimes overlook. Like I could pay $15 for something, or I could pay $8 for that double IPA. That's, you know, almost maybe a pretty high, you know, alcohol content. Yeah. So I don't know, but. Because we did this one, I thought it would be a good time to finally try this one.
And that's probably like a year old, huh?
It's something like that. I know it's less than 2 years old because it hasn't been out for that long.
It has to be at least a year old.
Maybe.
Not that I'm complaining.
Old Scallywag barley wine, aged in oak bourbon barrels, 11.4. So still pretty big.
It's surprisingly clear, even through
the I know. It's kind of weird. I've never. They're normally like really dark, but for some reason this one's not. So.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really clear. It's due halfway almost.
I'm gonna give myself a little more head.
Yeah, you got a little bit more head than I did.
Just a tad bit more, not that much.
Ooh, man.
This smells very sweet. This smells like white chocolate kind of from
It's kind of heavy on
brewery.
that vanilla-y,
Yes.
you know.
And Scallywag was a barley wine on its own, right? Just this is just aged.
I think
or
so.
what?
Yeah. I
Oh.
think they came out with their barley wine first.
Hmm.
Oh,
2003.
2013 release number 2. So this is their second time releasing this.
So it's 2 years old.
So it's about 2 years old. Yeah.
Very nice.
This is surprisingly clear, which is weird. It almost looks like an amber.
It does. It almost looks like a double, kind of.
Hmm.
But you know what? That probably explains why we didn't get a good amount of head on it, and why there's almost like a lack of carbonation there.
Probably. It's already been aged, so.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Good choice. Oh,
That is
very
different.
sweet.
That's probably about the smoothest barley wine I've ever had.
I could still. I imagine that if it had been brand new, it would have been like boozy up front, but now it's like, it's still boozy, but it's underneath. But I still,
Yeah, it's kind of like from start to beginning, but it's not the main. It's not pronounced. About the smoothest barley wine I've ever had. I like barley wines a lot because they're very. They remind me a lot of like liquor, spirits, things like that. They have a really hard edge, but with the beer, you get that beer flavor that I like a lot. So that's why I usually buy barley wines most of the time. But this one is really different. This is very smooth. It's kind of weird. I'm very surprised about this one.
feels kind of tastes a little tart. I feel it very dry in my tongue.
It's definitely more like bourbon qualities, which is weird. It's almost like if you were to water down bourbon, this is kind of what it would taste like, and then carbonated it.
It does kind of taste like a watered down liquor for sure.
Yeah, and if you carbonated it a bit, this is kind of what it would taste like, which is kind of weird. It's kind of throwing you off a little bit.
Are you getting like, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm kind of getting like a caramel kind of.
This is surprisingly light-bodied for a barley wine.
It is.
Normally it's kind of syrupy, you know, and this one is not. This is really light-bodied, which is weird. I don't know if I like that or not.
This is very easy to drink too.
It is. I kind of want to say this is an 8. Not that there's anything really bad, but I think it's hitting a lot of those flavors that I don't normally. I guess because I'm used to a certain way, a certain barley wine, the way it's maybe normally tastes, and this one is just coming at me from a different angle. It's sort of I don't know, it's throwing me off a bit. So I kind of want to give it an 8 in a way, even though it tastes really good and it's really light. And this one was $16-17 by the way, something like that. So I don't know. It's I'm a little confused about this one. I'm a little confused.
I want to say it's an 8, but I kind of want to give it like a 7 too. But I really like it, and I think in the past we've given 8s and 9s and 10s too easily. Where now that I'm progressing my palate, I'm definitely, there are 5s out there, and that's not necessarily super bad or anything, but
No.
there are 5s and 6s. It smells really good. I wish it was thicker once again, and I kind of wish we had tried it fresh first.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking maybe.
But
maybe the new one
it's
might be
very
better.
good, and I like that it is aged. And who knows, maybe we would have liked the other one less or more.
You know what's funny is that I think because this one is aged more and it's a little more mellower, this might be a good start to some people who are kind of going into the whole aged, you know, bourbon barrel aged. You know, if you want to go into the stronger, like, you know, beers, this would be a good one to go into. But I mean, like, because it's kind of has all those things. It's kind of mellow. It's a little too mellow, I think, for my for my taste. I kind of like things to be a little bit stronger, to sort of punch you in the mouth and just
Yeah.
manhandle you a little bit.
Try to
But
try.
I will try to try. Yeah, this one here, I'm still glad I picked this up, even though it
So am
wasn't
I.
to my liking in a way. This has been pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
I like these ones a lot. We'll see what happens next time. So, I think we're good.
Yeah, that's it.
Time to kill these bottles.
All right.
So,
See you later.
cheers, everyone.
Say bye now.
Bye.